In the wintertime, you come to Beito for the hot springs, and in the summer, well, you come to cool off in the streams. I'm Nicole Scott from Mobile Geeks, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Lenovo Vibe Z. Famous for its hot spring, Beito's allure is its sulfurous waters. Here we have green, but there are also white and iron. It's only a 25-minute MRT ride away from Taipei. Beito actually has one of the largest concentration of hot springs and spas in the entire world. The hot springs here are sulfurous, which means you might get the occasional whiff of something pungent, but it's well worth it since your skin is always silky smooth afterwards. The Lenovo Vibe Z is a 5.5-inch smartphone that has a 1080p display. It's only 7.9 millimeters thick and weighs in at 45 grams. It has a Corning Gorilla Glass 3 display, and under the hood, we have a Snapdragon 800 processor with 2 GB of RAM and 16 GB of internal storage. Sadly, there's no microSD card slot on this device. On the rear, we have a 13 megapixel shooter, and on the front for your selfies, we have a 5 megapixel camera. The back has this really gorgeous laser etching kind of design that feels really great in the hand. So the streetlights have just come on, and while I'm getting a bit hungry, why don't we head back into town, and I'm going to take you to one of my favorite night markets, Tonghua. Tonghua Night Market is my favorite night market. It's the market I often meet my friends at. It's popular with office workers looking for delicious food for a decent price. And if you want to go shopping, it has some great options as well. So this is Tonghua Night Market. It's definitely one of my favorite night markets in Taipei. And I think it's the perfect place to show you some of the special features of the Lenovo Vibe Z. Now I do like the lock screen that you can just pull over and go directly into the camera. Now the camera does have some really nice functions and features built in. If we go over here, you can do all of your Instagram filters live just to see exactly what they look like before you snap the shots, which I think is kind of cool. Now you can do lenses, blur, Lomo, which is everyone's favorite Instagram filter. But I thought that was kind of nice. Now, let's just take a nighttime photo, just activate it like that, snap that, and then we can see how that turned out. Now, surprisingly, the shots that are in motion are pretty pixelated, but everything else that's kind of still isn't, it's not great, but it's not too bad. It's definitely decent for nighttime. One of the things that I like that they've added in, so here's me playing around with some of the filters earlier today. I like that these photos kind of move around a little bit, but here you have Jigsaw, GIF. I've been playing around with Jigsaw just a little bit. But yeah, you can kind of just automatically do that. So there's a nice little addition into the gallery. But you know, overall, I have been seeing a little bit of UI lag in this operating system. But you can do a lot of customization. So here's the theme center. So what I like about this is that you can choose a different style. But what I really like about the theme suite is that you can go in here and then you can choose what you want for the lock screen, or what you want for the system UI, or you know, the wallpaper, or any of these things, or you can restore to default, which I think is kind of cool. So some other apps that Lenovo's put on board are Cam Scanner and Cam Card. So this is if you take a picture of something and you want to make notes on it, you can share and send it. Tap, tap. Here's Cam Card if you want to organize your business cards. So that's another neat application that they have included. Taking a look at the operating system itself, you can tell that this is a version of Android because you don't have the app section like you would. Everything is on this first page, just like iOS actually. But there are some nice little additions that I do like that. If we pull down and go into settings, in features here, they have some nice additional features. So there's pocket mode, decreased tone volume. I wish I could pocket mode that scooter behind me, but I can't. Anyways, yes, there's Smart Sleep, Smart Dialer, which is pretty neat. Now there is Wide Touch, which I thought was quite nice. That's not personally for me, but you see that there's this thing over here. This is for multi-window. So I do like that you can kind of add in a bunch of those things. I can move this around. It's a nice little addition. So there is quite little action-packed software inclusion from Lenovo here. So I've entered into the night market to give you my final verdict on the Lenovo Vibe Z. I do like this phone. It's light, it's well built, it has a very nice design, and it has a really nice display. The viewing angles are excellent, so if you want to watch something a little salacious when you're on the train, you might want to think twice. But the color saturation is quite good, and the brightness is, well, enough to get you through the day. When it's really bright and sunny in Taipei, I can still see what's going on my smartphone, so excellent display, which is super important. The battery life, also not bad, 9.5 hours in the laptop mag battery test, which puts it near the top of the pile. We're not seeing like 14 hours like some of the big phablets, but this is only a 5.5-inch phone. Now, what didn't I like about the phone? Well, the UI could be a little bit better. It's running KitKat, but the themes just seem to be, well, a little bit laggy. And I know that it's not the processor that's causing the problems, so it has to be what's going on with some of the themes. Though they are heavily customizable, I'd like to see a little bit more refinement when it comes to just screen transitions and overall kind of snappiness of the phone. Occasionally you get some screen stuttering, and well, that's not so great. The other thing is the video camera sucks. You cannot rely on this to take videos of any fun family moments or anything like that. I think they just need to use better glass, but then they are using a Sony Exmor lens, so maybe it is just on the software processing that needs a lot of work, to be perfectly honest. So all in all, would I recommend you pick it up? Of course. It's light, it's well built, and it's a really good flagship device, but it's expensive, right? It's a $700 phone, and it's the same price as, well, the Samsung Galaxy S5, the Sony Xperia Z2, all the other flagships that are on the market. So if you're gonna cost-wise put them toe-to-toe with some of them, well, then I might think twice, solely because I love using the camera on my devices, and I love taking pictures, especially nighttime shots in markets like this. So if they just improved the camera a little bit, I think that we would definitely have a flagship device worthy of going toe-to-toe with the other big players on the market. So now that I've told you what the verdict is, I'm a little bit hungry, because as you saw on the way in, there's a lot of delicious things to eat. So I'm gonna go and find the stall for the, I think they call it like the peanut roll, but it is just so delicious. So it's like a crepe, and then they shave some peanut brittle, and then they put 3 kinds of ice cream on it, and the kicker is there's cilantro or coriander inside. So when you take a bite, it's like fresh. It's just so fresh and delicious. So I'm off to go find that. And well, if you like this review format from kind of on the street, giving you a look at what, well, it's like to live in Taiwan, please give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, let us know. As always, I'm your host, Nicole Scott, for Mobile Beats.